Hey everyone, and welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're talking about a hidden superpower that tons of tech professionals have right at their fingertips, but maybe don't use to its full potential. I'm talking about the command line, specifically the Bash shell. Let's just dive right in and see how this thing can completely transform your workday.
So, let me just ask you straight up. Are you sick and tired of those repetitive digital chores? You know the ones, the endless copying, renaming, searching. It's a total grind, and we've all been there. I mean, picture this, because it's a real-world headache. You're a security analyst, a SOC analyst, and you've got to find one specific error code. The catch? It's buried in 100 different, massive, compressed log files. Ugh, it's so tedious, you're bound to make a mistake, and honestly, it's a massive waste of your skills. But what if there was a better way?
Well, there is. And this is where Bash comes in. Think of it as the ultimate middleman, the hero of our story today, really. It's the tool that's just waiting to take all that manual work off your plate.
At its heart, the whole thing is actually pretty simple. It's a four-step dance. You type a command, Bash figures out what you're trying to say, it tells the computer's brain, the kernel, to get it done, and then Bash shows you the results. It's basically the perfect translator between you and the deep, powerful parts of your machine.
So, what is it, officially? Well, Bash stands for the Born Again Shell, a bit of a nerdy pun there. But what it is a command line interpreter and a scripting language. It comes standard on pretty much every Linux and Mac OS system out there, and its whole job, its entire reason for being, is to let you automate how you talk to your computer.
Now, to get started, you do not need to read a giant textbook. You just need to get a feel for three core ideas. I like to call them Bash's superpowers. If you can master these three things, you are well on your way to becoming an automation wizard. Okay, superpower number one is the pipe. It's that little vertical bar on your keyboard. And this is just pure genius. It lets you take the output from one command and just feed it directly into the next one. It's like you're building a tiny, super efficient assembly line right there on your screen. Superpower number two, variables. This is how you make your scripts flexible, smart. You can store a piece of info, like a file path or a username, or in this case, a name, inside a variable. Then you can reuse it all over your script without having to type it out again and again. Super simple, but incredibly powerful. And the third superpower, this is the real engine of automation, is the loop. This is where the magic happens. A loop lets you take one command, one action, and just unleash it on hundreds or even thousands of items automatically. You want to do something to every single log file? A for loop is absolutely your best friend.
Okay, so let's bring it all home. Remember that awful, tedious task of digging through 100 log files? Let's go back to that, because now we're going to see how these three superpowers come together to create one beautiful, powerful, one-line solution.
So let's build this thing step by step. First things first, we got to find every line with the word error in all of those compressed log files. We use a tool for that called cgrep. Think of it like the normal search tool, grep, but with the ability to peek inside compressed files. Easy enough, right?
Okay, but we don't want the whole line. That's just noise. We only want the attacker's IP address. And this is where that first superpower comes in, the pipe. We pipe the results into another amazing tool called awk. Awk is a genius at slicing and dicing text. We happen to know the IP is the 11th piece of data on each line, so we just tell awk, hey, just give me the 11th column.
We are so close. Now we have a huge list of IP addresses, but what we really want is a clean summary. So what do? We pipe it again. First, we pipe the list to the sort command, which puts all the identical IPs next to each other. Then we pipe that sorted list one more time into unique-c, which counts up how many times each IP appears and gives us this beautiful, clean report. We literally just built a data refining assembly line. And there it is, the final one-liner. Just look at that. In one single, elegant line of text, we chained together a few simple tools to do a job that would have taken hours, and we did it in seconds. That right there is the power of Bash. Now, one-liners are awesome, but the next level is writing scripts that are robust, safe, and that you can trust to run without supervision. So let's talk about what separates the beginners from the pros. Here is a classic example. The amateur way on the left, it looks okay, but it's super fragile. The second you have a file name with a space in it, that command just breaks apart. The pro way on the right, using what's called a glob pattern, is so much safer and more reliable. It's a tiny change in syntax, but a huge change in how robust your script is.
So if you want to write scripts like a professional, you gotta make safety a habit. This little checklist is your best friend. That first line, set-EUO pipe fail, think of that as your script's emergency brake. It stops everything the second something goes wrong. Quoting your variables is absolutely crucial to handle weird file names. And that last one, use a tool called shell check. It's free. It's like a spell checker for your code, and it will find common mistakes and teach your best practices as you go. It's a no-brainer. So with all these other programming languages out there, where does Bash fit in? Is it the answer for everything? Well, no, not quite. Its real true power is being the ultimate automation glue. Yeah, this chart really nails it. Bash is at its best doing what we call glue logic. That's its sweet spot, that big 70% slice. It's about starting other programs, moving files around, and connecting different tools together, gluing your workflow together. But for really heavy-duty math or complex data, you'll probably want to reach for something else. And that's probably the biggest takeaway here. It's all about using the right tool for the right job. Use Bash for what it's absolutely amazing at, orchestrating tasks, managing files, being that glue. But when you need to do some serious number crunching or handle complex data, have your Bash script call a more powerful Python or Go program to do that heavy lifting. They work better together. So we'll end with a question for you. We've seen how Bash can take hours of boring, repetitive work and shrink it down to a single elegant command. The power is literally at your fingertips. So I want you to take a second and really think, what's that one annoying, tedious part of your job that you're going to automate first?